What is optimal training? It is making every repetition count. Today everybody goes on about how time poor they are, and it's true. People do not have spare time to waste. Yet, I look around the gym and see so many people literally wasting their time. Worst part is, they don't even know it. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be giving you critical pointers over a number of classic exercises, all with the purpose of taking you from experiencing average exercise stimulus to all-out results-producing exercise stimulus. BPI Nation, my name is Tyrone Bell, a celebrity trainer, Legion Training founder, and BPI Sports featured expert. And for the BPI Sports Tips from Coach series, I'll be your coach. Welcome to Auckland, New Zealand, BPI Nation. It's a beautiful day here in Auckland, and we're heading inside the gym. So today, in this coach series, the first thing we're going to be looking at is back training. I'm going to be taking you through the critical pointers to enhance your back training. How we'll be doing this is jumping in on a session with IFBB Pro Men's Physique athlete, Jake Campus, who's also my Legion Training nutrition consultant. Let's go do this.
The importance of building a wide back for me as an IFBB Pro is to showcase a small waist and wide shoulders. As a pro, our bodies are judged from the front and rear only, so that's 50% of our criteria.
The back is a complex muscle group. There is so much going on back there, and the truth is a lot of people from all experience levels can find it very difficult to engage the targeted fibers fully. So if I was to sum up my top 3 critical pointers for back training, it would be where your elbows travel, the load goes. What you move first takes the stimulus. And thirdly, fight the bar. So we're going to have a look at these in play. Okay, so my first key, where your elbows are traveling, because that is where the load goes. Now when it comes to the lat pull down, that means your elbows need to be traveling straight down by your sides to put the targeted muscle fibers under stress. You want the load to be through the back, right? That's where my second key comes in. What you move first takes the stimulus. To ensure that we place the largest percentage of the weight that we're lifting through the targeted back fibers, we have to initiate the movement with those particular back fibers first, before any other assisting muscle group kicks in. Otherwise, we're going to distribute and share the load between a heap of other muscle groups, which means robbing the fibers that we're actually trying to primarily target. So how do we do this? It's by contracting your scapula, retracting first and fully before anything else moves. So my third key, fight the bar. When it comes to the lat pull down, what this means is actually throughout the movement, trying to pull the bar apart as you're pulling the bar down. Doing so will help the targeted fibers through the back engage and fire so much stronger than normal, as well as help pull your chest up, lengthen the spine, which is the ideal position here for an effective full contraction. Law number 1, where your elbows travel, the load goes. Now, when we look at this exercise, logic says, even to the novice beginner, that the elbows need to travel straight back to hit what we're trying to hit. And you're right. But so many mess the angle of their torso up that it completely changes the target fibers because of the elbows planar movement ends up changing. If you're standing straight up and down, your elbows are pulling back, we're hitting what we need to. If you're leaning back, the elbow angle completely changes, therefore the fibers engaged completely changes. Law number 2, what you move first takes the stimulus. Now, like the wide grip lat pull down, where we contracted the scapula first, depressed it, we need to do the same here before we contract anything else whatsoever. So what this means is in that extended position is retracting the shoulder blades fully before the secondary assisting muscle groups kick in and finish the movement. Law number 3, fight the bar. Now remember with the lat pull down exercise how we were actually trying to picture, visualize, pulling the bar apart as we lowered it down. Well, here as we're actually rowing the close grip handle back into us, we're trying to pull the handle part to either side of us. That's what we're trying to visualize. Keeping that visualization throughout the whole exercise is going to help push your chest out to meet the handle without you actually having to actively think about that. And that is going to hugely assist in producing a full, tight contraction. So, back training law number 1, where your elbows travel, the load goes. This is a little harder to pick just because the flexion at the elbow joint is non-existent. So where the load goes is all dictated by body angle and the angle of the cable in relation to the elbow's plane of movement. How far you stand from the cable tower will place the load through different fibers in the lats. The different angles of the cable to your body will vary where the hardest tension points are throughout the movement. For the most part, and yes, look, there are exceptions to this, but we want to be sure that the hardest tension point of when our elbows travel through is at the 45-degree angle mark from our body. Here again, we need to make sure our scapula, before anything else moves, contracts together and depresses first to ensure the muscle fibers in our lats are going to take the biggest percentage of load through the contraction. Then open them up again on the way up, ready to repeat each and every repetition. Time to pull the bar apart again. Like the other exercises that we looked at, both visualizing and physically trying throughout the movement to be pulling the bar apart is going to help further engage the targeted lat muscle fibers more from the very beginning and hugely keep the tension on them throughout the entire repetition, especially when our elbows travel through that 45-degree tension angle point. Well, there we go, guys. Back workout is done. Jake is hitting his post-recovery shake, his protein, his glutamine, his BCAAs, which you all need to be doing once you finish your training. Now, what we hit in there, what we learnt, the critical point is, my biggest tip to be able to implement them as quickly as possible into your training is lower the weight. Leave the ego at home, step in the gym, you've got a job to do, so lower the weight and do the job right. Next week, guys, we look at the critical pointers for chest training.